Hey friends, Dr. Christy here, and I wanted to talk about UTIs today and antibiotics. UTIs, for those of you who may not be familiar, are urinary tract infections. Now, any woman out there who's ever experienced one of these, I feel your pain, literally. This is one of the most excruciating things you can possibly experience. Men can get them too, but they're much more common in women for various different reasons. And I'm here to tell you basically how to get rid of them naturally, holistically speaking, without antibiotics, because it is 100% possible. I would actually go venture to say that 99% of the time you can do this without the use of antibiotics. And sometimes that's why Western medicine is there. As we've talked about before, I do believe that every form of medicine serves a purpose. They all have value. It's just sometimes overutilized, and we can do things a different way first. So, to me, there are three things that you need to remember when you're trying to treat a UTI naturally without antibiotics. You need to act quickly, you need to act consistently, and you need to act intensely. What I mean by these things is at the first sign that you have a UTI, and you know your body better than anybody else, you feel that initial twinge of burning or urgency or pain, or you just know your body, whatever your tell is, as soon as you feel that, start to act. Don't wait a couple hours. Don't say, well, maybe it'll get better if I wait till tomorrow. Act now. The longer you wait, the less likely it is that you're going to be able to handle it naturally. So, first off, act quickly. Number two, like I said, act consistently. Don't stop. So you act, and I'm going to go through all the things that I would recommend as far as these supplements are concerned, but these three primary things. When you're acting consistently, don't stop the protocol. Don't do it for, a half a day and then say, oh, I feel like it's getting better, I'm good, I can be done with it for now. Nope, you got to keep going, probably for at least 3 days until you're 100% sure that you are clear. And intensely, this is the piece where I'm going to talk about what we get into. When I say intense, I literally mean you got to go all out, high dose immune support. Any video I've ever done in the past with regard to immune support type supplementation, you can talk about, vitamin C, vitamin D, all these types of things. I'm talking we high dose them. We go crazy high dose. For a couple days, it is very hard to high dose things in a negative way and have side effects from them. That said, of course, every human being, every person is a different, unique individual. And so please, connect with a trusted provider or practitioner that you have personally that knows your personal medical history, because this is not a substitute for personalized medical care, 100%. That said, it is my opinion that it's going to be really hard for you to high dose anything and have negative impacts from it in such a short amount of time. So these are the things that I tend to recommend. Number one is vitamin C. Flush your body out. Worst case scenario, if you actually overdose on vitamin C, you'll end up getting a loose stool. So when I say take 500 milligrams of vitamin C per hour, I mean take 500 milligrams of vitamin C per hour. And if you eventually reach a loose stool, congratulations, you've reached your body's saturation point, and then you can start backing off on that dose. So that was number one. Number two, of course, any other traditional immune support vitamins. We're talking vitamin D. You can take literally up to 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 units per day for a few days, not for the long term, but for a couple days while you're trying to fight whatever the infection is. Vitamin A, vitamin E, zinc, all these standard basic immune support supplements. Most important though, outside of those things, there's a supplement called D-mannose. This is the active ingredient in cranberry juice. So yes, drink the cranberry juice too, and of course make sure that it is unsweetened, pure, 100% organic, unfiltered, unprocessed, disgusting cranberry juice that has nothing else in it but 100% cranberry juice. You can mix that with water to dilute it a little bit, make it a little bit more palatable because it does not taste good. But yes, drink that. Drink tons of water. If you're not familiar with how much water I recommend on a regular basis, at least half your body weight in ounces per day, maybe more. So keep pushing things through, keep flushing this infection out. D-mannose is the active ingredient in that cranberry juice though. And so while you're still doing that in a physical way to take the liquids in and flush it out of your body, taking D-mannose can literally triple the effectiveness of this process. How much? Once again, rule number 3, act intensely. So I literally often recommend people take 12 to 15,000 milligrams of D-mannose per day when they are symptomatic with a UTI. You can take 1,500 to 2,000 milligrams per day when you're kind of in the prevention stages of it, or if you've just come off of it and you're just making sure that it really stays away. But when you're fighting it and you're in that active, raging type infection, high dose it, you're not going to overdo it. So, D-mannose. The other one is golden seal. Golden seal is an incredibly powerful antibacterial herb that has saved myself and many people that I know from needing to get an antibiotic for a UTI. The dosage on this tends to vary depending on what kind of tincture or pills that you get. But once again, for a couple days, I just say do it frequently. I would maybe take a serving, maybe 2 servings, 3 different times per day. Spread it out throughout the day. And same thing with the D-mannose. You don't want to do that all at once, but if you spread it out throughout the day, you're going to get a stronger impact to your immune system, and it's going to flush out your kidneys and the urinary tract much more efficiently. Those are the big things. I would also maybe sometimes recommend colloidal silver as well as a potential other antibacterial type supplement. Those are the big things. Act quickly, act consistently, and act intensely. Big ones. And now I have a story for you. What prompted this video, I will just be honest, is I had one of these a little over a week ago. And I succumbed to my first antibiotic in the last 18 years. I had not had to have an antibiotic for literally almost 18 years. And last week I broke because I didn't follow my own rules. My first twinge of it, and I will tell you, emotionally speaking, urinary tract infections often come after you get pissed off, literally pissed off, or you get an intense, energy or emotion of fear and dread. Those are the emotions that impact the kidneys and the bladder. And so this is literally exactly what happened to me. I had a moment where I let my emotions get the better of me. I got into a weakened state, and boom, I was vulnerable, and it hit me. And knowing what I know and doing what I do, I'm like, I got this. This is not that bad of an infection. I know it's 100% emotional. I can process through this. I can get this. I didn't act quickly enough. I didn't act intensely enough, and I did not act consistently enough. And by day 2.5 or 3, I went, this is getting too bad. I don't know if I can make this. By that point, literally my pain was so bad, it literally felt like I was in labor. Again, my bladder wasn't so much pain. I contacted a colleague of mine. She did some testing, and she agreed with me, yeah, it's probably time to throw in the towel and just go ahead and get the antibiotic. I didn't want to do it. I can tell you that if I had the time and the capacity to sit home and let my body heal and do nothing but rest for a few more days, I think I could have kicked it without the antibiotics. However, it was one of those situations that I had a lot of patients coming up in those few days. I had a lot of things to do, family to take care of. Let's just be honest, I didn't have the time to take care of myself in the way that I probably should have. And my body was impacted, and this is why standard Western medicine exists. I took that as a sign for myself. My body is telling me I need to slow down. My body is telling me that I need to take care of myself more and listen to it instead of ignoring its symptoms and ignoring its cues and just pushing through. So I took the lesson. I ended up taking the antibiotic, thankfully healed, and then of course afterwards always after an antibiotic, you always want to replenish with a probiotic, which honestly you can also be sure that you add in a probiotic to your regimen that I mentioned when you're working to rid yourself of the infection in the first place. Because the more good bacteria you put into your digestive system, it will also impact the flora that's in the urinary tract as well. So that is what I wanted to share with you today. A little bit of my own story and some good, strong tips to stock your supplement cabinet for if and when this ever happens to you. I always recommend digging deeper and looking at that emotional level because it's almost always something energetic or something emotional that at least sets the stage for you to be vulnerable. And then you put different things together, the right circumstances, the right bacteria, and boom, there you have it. So all I wanted to share with you today. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.